Hello and welcome to Rate That Character, a series where a member of the Source Gaming team gives their opinion on a character's chances at being playable in Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch. We lay out the pros and cons for each character and give a final score out of 100. Please do remember that these are our own individual opinions and do not reflect Sakurai, Nintendo, or even the thoughts of Source Gaming as a whole. With all that out of the way, my name is Spazzy, and let's see who today's character is. The original Bad Grandpa, Heihachi Mishima, is the patriarch of the Mishima clan of fighters in the Tekken series of games. Heihachi is a central figure in the Tekken story and has served as an end boss for the series on multiple occasions. Heck, there would be no Tekken at all if not for Heihachi, as he hosted several of the King of the Iron Fist tournaments that serve as the franchise's backdrop. A deadly fighter, Heihachi is often used his considerable martial prowess and extensive wealth to get his way. But is it enough to get him into Smash? First things first, Tekken is a massive and influential game franchise. Launched on the original PlayStation in 1994, the series, along with Sega's Virtua Fighter, helped propel 3D fighting games into the spotlight. Tekken went on to sell 47.6 million copies, making it the best-selling fighting game franchise of all time. That's right, Tekken has sold more copies than Street Fighter or even Smash Bros. Itself. The series is popular enough to warrant several animated movies, comics, and even a live-action movie. Although maybe it's best if we don't talk about that one. Namco currently has one playable representative in Smash already, Pac-man. Now, Pac-man is quite the iconic character, so it might surprise you to know that another rep was actually considered to be playable. Yup, Sakurai himself has stated that Heihachi was considered to be playable, but was ultimately decided against, as he thought he might have some trouble implementing his movements into Smash. Couple this with the fact that the character's Mii costume is highlighted in Ryu's Smash trailer, and you start to get the idea that this might be a character that Sakurai holds in high regard. Namco has a good working relationship with Nintendo, and as it seems that they are currently the studio making Smash for the Nintendo Switch, a playable character from the company seems fairly likely. Tekken makes sense as a franchise since it is Namco's largest, and Heihachi has often been used by Namco for guest appearances in crossover games such as Project X Zone, Street Fighter X Tekken, and even a Smash-like party brawler in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, so we know he can work in this sort of game. There is a reason that Heihachi currently isn't in the game. Being considered means Sakurai saw merit in the character's inclusion, and he has been known to change his mind, but it is still important to accept the fact that Sakurai had trouble getting him to work in the context of Smash. Heihachi himself may be hard to implement as a relatively complex combo system of the Tekken games, where each of the 4 buttons is the equivalent of one limb, might not work in Smash. In addition to this, he doesn't really have the same sort of flashy special abilities that some fighting game characters, such as Ryu, have. We should also note the fact that an additional Namco rep isn't really needed, and that an additional rep might come from a non-Tekken franchise. Soul Calibur, Tales of, Dark Souls, and even Klonoa all have their own pros and cons in this regard. Other potential reps also exist from Tekken in the form of Heihachi's grandson and son, Jin Kazama and Kazuya Mishima. These characters are also very important figures in Tekken lore, and the abilities bestowed on them by the Devil Gene may give them an edge in moveset potential. Heihachi is a character from a huge franchise that belongs to a company Nintendo is on great terms with. He was considered, if only briefly, by Sakurai for Smash before. The only thing really getting in his way is the fact that Sakurai couldn't figure out how to implement him previously. But, given a bit more time, that might no longer be a problem. Before we go, thanks to our patrons for supporting us, in particular our super patron, the Duke of Dorks. You'll find a link to his channel in the description. Thank you for watching today's Rate That Character. If you enjoyed it, give this video a like and show it to your friends. Let us know your thoughts on today's character and suggest any future one for the series. Subscribe to keep up with our content, and remember to return to the source.